Welcome to Meaningful Mondays with the Community Foundation of Middlesex County, where we only know good people who do great things in our community. Whether you are a volunteer, a donor, or a nonprofit organization, each episode of Meaningful Mondays will celebrate you, our friends and neighbors who have a deep passion for and commitment to improving the quality of life for all in Middlesex County. So let's kick off the week with great conversations with remarkable people, businesses, and nonprofits making a difference right in our own backyard. Well, happy Monday, everybody. This is Meaningful Monday brought to you by the Community Foundation of Middlesex County. And you know we only know good people who do great things. And I am so excited to have Michelle Puzzo from Your Community Cares here with us on a Monday. And you know what, Michelle? We've got to get the word out about what you do. It is so impressive. So I told you before we started, this is your time to brag, but I think we should start with a few questions. Who are you? How did you get started? How did you get involved? And then we can go into the breadth of programs that you offer. So take it away, Michelle.
Great. Thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here today, Cynthia.
It is our pleasure.
So I am Michelle Puzzo. I am the Executive Director of Your Community Cares. We're a nonprofit here in Manchester, Connecticut, but we serve the entire state of Connecticut. I started this organization in 2019 because I'm a physical therapist. And I realized when I was going into my patients' homes, I was doing home care, I realized so many of them were struggling to stay independent at home because they didn't qualify for a certain program. They maybe made $10 more, didn't qualify for a state program, and many of them didn't have funding for private caregivers. So I thought, what if we created a way to connect neighborhoods so that volunteers could help fill in the gaps, to just try to make people, this aging population, be able to stay more independent at home.
What a brilliant idea. Find a gap, find a problem, find a solution. So that's great. And 2019 pandemic era?
Yeah, right before this thing we now know as COVID-19. So we were kind of set up as a virtual connection for people. If you think about an Uber app or something similar on a smaller scale, yourcommunitycares.org, spelled communitycares.org. We encourage people to get involved in their own community, and that's really what this website does. So if volunteers want to come out, they can check out yourcommunitycares.org and they can figure out who needs help in their neighborhood, and they can decide what tasks that they want to help individuals with. So that's really the base of the organization.
Well, that's the basic, but how do you get started in a community? So I think of the small town that I live in, which is on the shoreline, and it's a town of 6,500, but I wouldn't know what somebody needs across the way from where I live. So tell us the structure of Your Community Cares.
Sure. So a lot has changed in the 5 years that we have been in operation. So when we first started, we just had everybody sign up. Well, now we have over 2,000 users on our website. So we know that the need exists. We know that volunteers wanted to get involved in the community. So what we've done now is we've had to scale back and work on basically communities that have this as a funded program. So here in Manchester, it is a funded program. So anybody that wants to volunteer can sign up on our website. Anybody that needs help signs up on our website. And because there is an underlying cost to the organization, each participant costs the organization about $100. That's all the insurance that goes into this, all the background checks, all the marketing, all of the website costs to keep this all free for people. There's a cost. So we realized we cannot just absorb that cost. So we decided that we would start programs in towns that we have funding in. And we're grateful to the Community Foundation of Middlesex County to be able to have this funded now in Middlesex County and many of your towns. So we're super excited.
So when you say having it funded, so again, let's talk about the structure. Does the town fund you? Do you, obviously you fundraise because you did an application for us and we're honored to support you. So is that what you mean?
So funded can be a variety of things. Like in Manchester, we happen to be in the human services budget. So
Okay.
yes, we're funded by the town. In other towns, we are funded, say, by the American Savings Foundation. We did a grant. And so now we're in Portland, Middletown, Cromwell. So it could be a grant. Say the Hartford Foundation for Public Giving, we do a grant for the Greater Together grant, and we happen to be in Enfield. In other towns, like in East Hampton, their Commission on Aging fundraised for us. So their Commission on Aging did a bunch of fundraising to keep this all free. So we're getting very creative of how to make sure that this is free for individuals that already are struggling to stay at home. And so we're continuing to explore different revenue options to keep this all funded in different towns.
So at the end of this, you better give us a phone number and your email where people can donate should they choose to do this. I mean, what I heard from you, it's free for the individual.
Mm-hmm. And the volunteer. Yeah,
And the
everybody.
volunteer. And what I also heard, which I think is important to stress, is that you do, because there are costs associated with running any nonprofit. And so the overhead myth that nonprofits do everything for free should go away.
Yeah.
But what you also said was that you do the background checks. And tell us a little bit about that. So I sign up, the town has funded that, and we have a volunteer, then what happens?
Yep. So a volunteer signs up on yourcommunitycares.org. We,
Yep.
we do a background check. So that's 7 years of state and federal records. So if the person had a DUI or the person had a felony, whatever that might be, we would be able to see what that is. Or if they have a clear record, we would be able to determine if that person was an eligible volunteer. Some people might not be able to do in-home volunteering, but they can help us behind the scenes building spreadsheets or some people need court-ordered community service, and there's a lot of people that we can help with that court-ordered community service. It's behind the scenes because there is a lot of help we need behind the scenes at your community cares. So if somebody has lived in New York, for example, that's $95 for that background check. Now,
Wow.
remember, we said that it was $100 per enrollment, right? So one background check in New York is already $95. So there's a lot of cost behind the scenes. If you do a driving history, say someone wants to do transportation, bring people to medical appointments or, bring them to a restaurant or get groceries, it's another $24 for the driving history. So all of these things add up, and we've just created the best guesstimate that we have for that $100.
So it sounds like you have many, many options for people to give a little time to help their neighbors.
Absolutely. And now we have even more programs. So it's not just volunteering at home with someone. We have a variety of programs. People can decide which program is best for them.
So tell me a little bit about that. I mean, in the email that I received with a little bit of background on that, I'm so impressed with what you do. So again, it's your turn to brag.
Well, in 2019, I just knew as a physical therapist, I wanted to just start to help people in their homes. And then as the years have gone on, we realized we could provide recreation. So we started the Cycling Without Age Manchester, which is a rickshaw, which is a two-seater. So two people get to come out on this really comfy it's like an e-bike. So it's a battery
Right.
powered bike. And they get to take a ride into the woods on this path. It's just absolutely beautiful. And we just have decided to create some recreation for people. We bring it to nursing homes, we bring it to assisted living facilities, we've brought it to concerts so we can give rides to people just trying to let people with physical limitations have rides and do new things. It's almost like riding a roller coaster, but it's a lot less dangerous.
I was going to say, I'm not a big roller coaster person.
Yeah, you're not leaving the ground, but
Yeah.
it's a different way for people that are in a nursing home to be able to come out and do something new. So we're really excited this month to be going to Manchester Manor. We'll be going to Touch Points, and we have a lot of other things that are set up to really promote some recreation for people getting out of their rooms that are lonely and isolated. So it really helps with.
Oh my gosh. And with the pandemic, everyone was lonely and isolated. So this is such a bonus for everybody.
Yeah, we realized that it's so necessary. And then we started the tech center this year. So in Manchester, we've opened a tech center, which is to bring in people that need help with the digital divide. So if you have questions on your smartphone, your tablet, your smartwatch, a lot of people's families send them devices and they think
Right.
it's just so easy to use, but we know it's not. So we offer people to come in to work with free volunteers. Right now, downstairs, our tech center is open. So we're at 153 Spruce Street in Manchester. But anybody from any town can come and work with our volunteers and help with this ongoing tech.
So you're in Clinton, in Middlesex County, Durham, Killingworth, Westbrook, Portland, Middletown. Did I miss one? East Hampton is the newest one, right?
Yep. Yep. Durham, Portland, Cromwell, Middletown, Killingworth.
Wow. Almost all of the places. So do you tailor programs for each town, depending upon what the town, and that's one question. And then the other question is, what town agencies other than the Commission on Aging would you partner with in the towns?
So yes, we definitely tailor them based on the people that are involved. So say for East Hampton, for example, their Commission on Aging is so gung-ho on creating this program and really helping improving the lives of their residents in that town. So they are writing articles to the local newspaper. They are equipping the emergency services with tearaway pads so that they can get this program information out to the emergency services that are going into people's homes and being that first line to talking to people
Mhm.
that need extra help. It's we're getting more creative the more people we talk to, and we're finding out how we can work together to drive this information to residents. In that town, we just had a kind of a thank you party, a luncheon about 2 weeks ago out in East Hampton. And it was just wonderful to see. I think about 50 people came together to
Nice.
um, the, it really depends on the people in the town that want this to happen, want to help promote it,
Right.
market it to the residents.
What's been the most since 2019? Oh, and I can't believe that was how many years ago? It just seems like,
Five already.
oh, I know it flew by. But you're evolving. What are the most wonderful, surprising things that you've seen since you started this?
We have worked with so many pro bono professionals. Like I said at the beginning, I am a physical therapist. I did not go to school for grant writing. I didn't go to school for business management. I didn't go to school for volunteer management. I didn't go to school to be a web developer. I have learned from so many pro bono professionals that believe in our cause, believe in this demographic of people that need more help. And the experts that have helped us behind the scenes has just been incredible. I mean, I just am so grateful for the support the organization has because I am the only staff member.
People are pretty amazing, aren't they?
They
And
are.
I've always found that if you ask people to help, they will.
Absolutely. And we definitely saw that with our success in 2020 when the world was shutting down
Oh my
and
gosh.
volunteers wanted to wanted to help their community. We were set up as an online platform for that demographic that were coming home from their jobs and they wanted to get invested in their community. And we happened to be available and able to help in that way. So grateful to all of the volunteers that have been helping in their own communities as well.
It's fabulous. So with a crystal ball, what do you project going forward?
As the years go on, now that we have we have 4 programs. I don't think we've talked about so we have the Neighbors Helping Neighbors, which is where volunteers can go to people's homes.
Right.
We have Cycling Without Age Manchester, and we have now the Tech Center. And we also have this fabulous 100-page directory that we put together for blind and vision impaired folks that I think everyone knows someone that has macular degeneration,
right,
cataracts, glaucoma. There's a whole demographic of people with vision deficits that they can't drive anymore, right? So then again, loneliness, isolation, people are home. How do they get connected to more services? So we created this directory to help that demographic of people.
That is absolutely phenomenal. So those are your 4 programs. Knowing you, you're a visionary. Do you have anything else on the horizon?
Well, we're trying to figure out how to get these 4 programs into maybe every county, because some of these programs are just in Manchester, like our Tech Center, our Cycling Without Age. So the goal is to figure out how we might be able to work with some of the maybe area agencies on aging that we could share this programming, at least have it in every county. Also, we want to be working on women's health. I think it's so important. I was able to have children through a surrogate, so I have a personal experience of realizing the needs to protect women's health. And so I think that will be a phase in the future as we're trying to grow more programming for the future.
Well, just a reminder for anybody who's just paying attention to us that all that growth and maintaining everything takes a few dollars, doesn't it? So how can people reach you?
yourcommunitycares.org, and that's yourcommunitycares.org. People can call us at 860-430-4557, or they could email us at info@yourcommunitycares.org. And on our website is a way that people can also donate to the organization.
Okay, so let's repeat that because it's important that people really pay attention and reach out to help you. And are you at a place where you could help more towns?
We would love to work with any town that wants to start this program.
Okay.
We were just in Old Lyme, we're in Stonington. We are continuing to grow. We just need kind of a point person or group in that town. And we're realizing that either Human Services, the Senior Center, or Commission on Aging is kind of the way to go. And we're also talking with East Hampton of trying to figure out how we can better organize some of the Commission on Agings, because they're not at a state level organized. They don't have a group. You can't just get an email list with every Commission on Aging state. They're all kind of doing their own thing. And wouldn't it be great if we were being able to come together and figure out how we can all help each other and learn from each other? So we're working on some of that too.
I don't think you're ever going to be bored.
No, I love what I do. I am so grateful for the people that, like downstairs in the tech center right now, it's full of volunteers that are just ready to help people. We know that people want to give back, and we're just offering a way for people to give back. So anyone can go to our website to donate at yourcommunitycares.org. That's yourcommunitycares.org, or they can call us at 860-430-4557. 4557, or they could email me at info@yourcommunitycares.org. Happy to come and give presentations, talk about what we're doing. We just got our 2024 directory done for our new edition of the vision, blind and low vision directory. So we're just going to roll that out in New Haven County. Shout out to the Community Foundation of Greater New Haven.
It's so nice to hear all the community foundations backing you. So we're honored, you know, at the the Community Foundation of Middlesex County to help. But I'm so happy others are supporting you.
And that's the role of these nonprofits. We know we're all doing such great work, I think, in the ability to come together and to help people. That's really the focus of nonprofits. And I am just so grateful for all the support that we've had.
Well, you know what, Michelle, we're grateful for you. So thank you for finding a solution to what you saw as a challenge. And so what are you looking forward to in the next several months?
I think getting back to normal. Summer is always that time where, you know, there's so many vacations and everybody's running here or there. And September, October, I think the fall's a nice time to regroup. We're going to be continuing to expand our programming and really planning out 2025. As we're growing, our budgets are growing, which is exciting, and trying to figure out how we could make the best impact in all of Connecticut.
Okay, your phone number again, please.
860-430-4557.
And your website?
yourcommunitycares.org.
Well, you know what? We always say we only know good people who do great things, and you certainly are one of them. Thank you for making Monday so meaningful. We really are grateful.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate your time and the support of the Community Foundation of
our pleasure.
Middlesex County.
Thank you for joining us for this week's episode of Meaningful Mondays. At the Community Foundation of Middlesex County, we know that philanthropy matters and philanthropy works. Together, we support the arts, education, human services, animal welfare, the environment, heritage enhancements, and so much more by providing services, programs, and grants to our local nonprofits. We invite you to learn more and share your passion with us. Visit us at middlesexcountycf.org or contact us at 860-347-0025. Together we can make great things happen.